Hello, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. Today, Try Hack Me Tuesday. This is the first Try Hack Me of the year because I've been doing the Zixum challenges. I did some Hack in the Box on Friday, but Tuesday is Try Hack Me, so chill hack, why not? Nice chill Sunday morning for me. 45 minutes, easy, shouldn't be too bad. One thing I have noted here, I asked Rick if there's anything I need to know about this one. He says, I've not rooted it, I've not tried it, I don't know anything about it. So there we go. Easy level CTF. Now the fact that it's CTF could mean that there's unrealistic things here. We could have some strange brute forcing with custom word lists. We could have like steg hide for images. We could have like flags in weird places, like in robots.txt and stuff like that. Anyway, we've got the IP, so let's just figure out exactly what's going to go on. Nmap, T5, all the ports. T5 is obviously, well, not obviously. Hang on a minute, let me get this right. And let's do A as well. I'll explain this command. I do explain it most times, but just lately I've been glossing over it. That's interesting. What? Interesting. We will try a PN, and then if it doesn't work after this, it means there's something wrong with my connection to the Try Hack Me. So I mean, to be fair, I could always just go to HTTP 10.10.10.10.10. If that doesn't load, then there's a chance that there's a problem with my connection. Interesting. It shows here that I'm not connected either. You're disconnected. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to re-download the... obviously something has changed in the last however long. They keep updating things and changing things. So if you ever have a trouble connecting to Try Hack Me, then we will go through this now. How do we get to... I mean... Okay, I'm not actually going to do this because it'll show my email address and things. I'll be right back in just a second. Okay, funnily enough, I just went to /access. Funnily enough, it shows me as online and connected, even though I thought this wasn't quite working. So I don't know. If it shows me as connected, I'm not really going to... Let's refresh and make sure it is still connected. It is. So maybe it just took a while. Maybe it just took a while for... What am I doing? For the thing to start up. So I'll tell you what. We'll go back to chill hack. And we'll just try this one more time with... what am I doing? Maybe it just takes a while to start up, you know. This time it looks better, you see. Of course, if you want a status check, then you can hit any key and it will... It should... There we go. Show. Okay, so this command, nmap, is the port scanner. T5 is like quick and dirty and very loud, but there's nobody detecting us on this network, so that's fine. All ports. And then this scan here, the A aggressive scan, it sort of goes through all the scripts and so on and so forth. So we got there in the end, right? Don't forget that I do these things without looking them up in advance and without trying them in advance, and therefore there are going to be issues here and there. We just need to sort it as we get to it. Okay, port 21 FTP. We've got the VSFTP D305. We've got a version number here. Logged in as FTP. It looks like then we've got anonymous access, perhaps, because it has, yeah, anonymous FTP login allowed, and there is note.txt on this server. We have port 22, which is SSH. We have port 80, which is a website, and then game info. Interesting. And we're running, the system's running Unix, Linux. Nice. So let's first start by going into this FTP. So we're going to go back here and just change this to FTP. Change the username to anonymous. no password. We can use dir to list things, and it shows note.txt. We are going to get note.txt, and that's it. That's it. So make a note of this for our own personal notes here. Cool. I'm liking this a lot. So far, it's easy enough. I mean, it's meant to be, but so we're going to cat out note.txt. Anoro, is that D silent? Told me that there is some. I don't want to like say these names wrong in a way which could be offensive if they're foreign names. I'm not sure if they're made up names or foreign names. Like it looks like Indian, perhaps with a par here. So I'm going to say Anoro, but I'm sorry if that's not right. Told me there is some filtering on strings being put in the command. Okay, I don't quite know what that means at all. So we have it there anyway. Filtering on strings put in the command. Pass. Okay. Port 22 we generally ignore unless we have a way to get in via SSH. So let's take a look at port 80, which is the web. Open our web browser, HTTP, and then boing, boing, boing. Okay. Right. Sorry, this just looked way too complicated for my liking. We have home, about, team, news, match, blog, contact, a search form. We have a login and a register. Okay. So let's take a look down. Is this all one page? Which, oh, it's not. They're all different pages. Right. Okay. News. Match, blog. Blog, is that WordPress perhaps? If it's a blog. Doesn't look like WordPress at all. Okay, so search. Okay, the search form does nothing. Register does nothing. Login does nothing. Right, that's made life easier. So let's look for robots.txt, which is the next thing we do. Nothing there. We can check the source code of the site and see if there's anything here in the comments. I can hear something, but I don't know what it is. Maybe at the very bottom. So we've got JS all and JS custom. So we've got JavaScript files. That doesn't look important. JS all. Oh. Okay, so that's just jQuery, a very outdated version, but this box is from 2017, so what do you expect? Okay, with that in mind, let's run a GoBuster. That's our next step. GoBuster with the URL, and then the word list. We can use oh my god. No, is there no word list on there? What am I thinking of? Okay, maybe not. Tools, rules. Oh, my typing today. Seriously, I'm in for surgery soon, guys. About my eye, it's broken. I've got no depth perception. It's really messing up my typing, so I'm touch typing quite a lot. I may have to take a break for a week, but I doubt it. I should be able to work well enough in advance, but yeah, I'm in for eye surgery. So I'll be coming back at the end of February, beginning of March with an eye patch, which would be quite fun. Sec lists, master, and then discovery, and then web. And then we're going to go with the directory list, lowercase. So I've memorized all this at this point. Should we just do the small for now and see if it comes up with anything? We'll give it 30 threads, so it runs 30 attacks at a time. Oh, something's wrong here. What have I done wrong here? What have I done wrong here? So I've memorized it, and I just actually haven't, you know. I really don't know what's wrong with that. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do search for GoBuster for a previous one that I've done. Like here, what's different about this? We have Go Buster, U, and then we have W. It looks the same, quite honestly. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. We've got 2 lots of HTTP there. We don't like that. That's running the medium list, and that works. So let me just compare and see what's the difference between what I just did. I really don't see any difference at all. So it says flag not defined. Ah, there we go. Flag not defined 30. Read the error messages guide, guys. So I put -30 instead of T for threads, followed by 30. Okay. So the fact that this is going mental and coming up with all this stuff means that we're overloading the site. We're giving it way too many threads. So I think what I'm going to do is put this back to the smallest so it won't take as long, and just give it the default 10 threads. Have I crashed the thing? God. I haven't. Okay, it's recovered. That's good. So I suppose it's just a case of waiting. Other than that, I'm not entirely sure what. Should we see if it found anything? Oh, hang on. We've got secret. I was going to say, let's see if it found anything before I stopped it. Not really. So we've got secret here, but it's a 301, so it might direct us somewhere else. Of course, I will let that finish and add it to the list, but obviously something secret is worth looking at, isn't it? Let's take a look then. /secret. Okay, the 301 is just for the slash here. Command. Oh, hello. ls. Oh. Echo moo. Well, that works. Echo test. Print working directory. Who am I? ID. Groups. LS. LSL. What about LSL? It allowed it, but it didn't come up with anything. What about single quotes? LS. What about backticks? LS. Okay, interesting. So we'll look at the source. It allows it with quotes. I might have to use some burp suite on this. Let's try ls and doing that on the space, because it might be the space that's the problem, see. If it's the space that's the problem, we'll do ls. That works in quotes. Aha. It just didn't work with ls. L. Ha. ls. A. Does this work? It does. Do backticks work? No. So double quotes. What about double quotes with a where we can escape the space? ls. So let's try cat etc password. Oh my god. My eyesight, guys. So if we try cat etc password and put that in quotes, it allows it, but it just doesn't do anything with it. We can try escaping certain characters, like try that. Oh wow, right, okay. So we tried escaping. I don't think it matters which character, maybe the first one. It doesn't matter which character, provided we put that before it and it escapes one of the characters. That's rather awesome. Okay, nice. That is annoying me in the background. Right. So this is a web shell, but commands like ls, cats, etc. are blocked. That explains the there is some filtering on strings. So there's not filtering on the commands, just on the strings. But we can escape at least one of the characters in a string, and it is permitted. Such as an example, cat etc password or cat, like that. Good. So the next goal, according to this, we have okay, so Apar is a user, as is Anaro, as is Auric. Okay, let's get a shell going. Let's get a reverse shell at this point. So reverse shell. We will use which one normally works. This one. So this should work. But we need to escape the first character, which is like that. And then we need to update this with our IP address. So if config is here, let me just make sure everything's okay with recording. I'm slightly out of frame at the top. That's okay. And so all we need to do is put that in there. We can copy this whole line. We'll clear that and then NC start a listener on 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the port we gave. And then we put that in here. Just check that's 1, 2, 3, 4 that we gave and execute. Go back to here and we have a shell. Hooray! Okay. So far fine. So far fine. We know that we are www data. Let's get a Python shell. So which Python 3. Okay, so we're going to do Python 3. Is it R or C? It's been a long time since I've done this. I think it's C, but I could be wrong. Import pty, and then from pty spawn a new shell, which is bin bash. Uh-oh, I've just seen my issue. Oh no, damn it. Okay, need to change that to a single quote. There we go. Okay. So let's cd into the home directory. Okay, let's see what's in anu whatever. Permission denied. Let's see what's in Apar. We can get into that one, and let's see what's in Auric. Permission denied. Okay, so we've got local.t. It looks like we've got local and proof instead of user and root. This is the OSCP way of doing things. I'm not a fan of that, but okay. So we're going to cat out apar/local.text. Permission denied. Okay. Okay. So I may start running limpies in a second. There's a couple of things I need to check first, sudo being one of them. Can we run anything as we can? So we can run this as the user appr. Huh. Okay, fine. This looks like a custom program. I don't ever recall anything on Linux called helpline. So let's do this. Let's sudo, and it says that we can do it without needing a password, which is good. So sudo home appr dot helpline dot sh. It's asking for a password. Oh, the reason it's asking for a password is because when you run sudo, it automatically tries to use the whatever program I give. It tries to use it as the root user. Now we don't want that. We want to run it as appr, right? So this has caught me out many a time. So we're going to go sudo, and the user is appar, and now we put this in. There we go. That works. Welcome to help desk. Feel free to talk to anyone at any time. Enter the person you want to talk with. Test. Enter your message. Test. Thank you for your precious time. Huh. Interesting. Wrong one. Come on, minimize. Right. The question is, can we use strings and see what's in that app? Strings is not found. It's an SH file, so can we just cat that out? There we go. So bin bash, welcome to help desk. Feel free to talk to anyone at any time. Read, enter the person you're talking to, whatever. Hello, I am whatever. And then message to dev null, and then echo, thank you for your time. Huh. So the echoes can be ignored. This is not important. Now this, read, enter the person you want to talk with. So read with the P flag. Read with the P flag. Let's take a look. Read from a file descriptor. Okay. So let's take a look on our... I actually expected that to be longer. Attempts to read into the buffer. Yeah, we know that. On success, the number of bytes is returned. The file position is advanced. Okay. See also. Okay. So let's Google this. P flag on read command. Prompts. Okay, I see. I think I get it. So I think what we can do is try this one more time. If it's going to action as a prompt, if I did this again and I put in bin bash, will it start a new shell for me? Okay, so I'm now the appr user. Lovely stuff. We like this, don't we? This one's not very CTF at the minute. I'm actually quite impressed with this one, but it all depends on what's coming next, you know, or whatever. What I can then do as well is, it's not here, where is it? Okay, I'll just use this. I was going to use something else, but this is fine. This will work. There we go. So I've got my shell back. There's APAR, that's LS. We can now actually cat AP AAR / local.txt and actually get this flag going. Beautiful. First flag down. So now we just need to root the thing. Shall we limpies? I think we'll limpies. I assume we could write here. Yeah. Okay, let's get some limpies going. We're going to cd into privesc scripts. And our limpies is here. We're going to set up a server, Python 3. Hang on, let's sudo this because we need to use a lower port, Python 3, with the module HTTP server on port 80. So that is now, now let's one more time do that and get my IP address. So my port 80 is now, I'll show you actually. My port 80, due to that server, is now serving all of these files like limpies.sh and all the other ones, okay? So all I need to, do you know what? I don't think I need this anymore. Let me just get off there. It's driving me mad. What we're going to do is wget the IP address / limpies. And then we're going to change the mode of limpies to make sure it's executable, and then we're going to run limpies. And this now is going to do most of the work for us, I hope. The reason I'm not looking down this yet is because if you look at this bar where my cursor is, the right side, as limpies comes out with more and more information, this bar will jump all over the place, and if you're trying to scroll, you just end up like not focusing on anything. So I need to wait for a few, look, see it's still moving. Wait for a little while just for that to settle. Still moving. Still moving. So I'm not sure when it's done, but I think that's enough for us to start. So if something's red and yellow, it's a massive problem which we need to look into. If it's red, it's a smaller problem which we need to look into. Everything else can be ignored. Mostly. Not always. Okay. We've got a few exploits which we could run if we get stuck. I don't like running exploits straight off, but if we get stuck, absolutely. What is this? Cloud config, boot command, boundary. Okay. Processes, crons, timers, servers, and sockets. I don't generally worry too much about this. Crons are obviously useful, but I use PSBy for that. Listeners I generally ignore as well. We're not too worried about most of this so far. Interfaces, now that's intriguing. So there are ports open here locally on the system, i.e. Nmap being remote, like trying to get into the system is in a remote place, in my place pretty much. Nmap from my side wouldn't have found these because they are local within the system, like nobody from the outside can contact these ports. There's a database, and I'm not sure about this one. Don't know what that is. And it looks like maybe another database because 3306 is the database port, so 3306 with a 0 on the end might be related. So we've got some extra ports here. Let's keep that in mind because we may have to connect to them or want to connect them to see what it is we're looking at. Okay, so this shows us the if we hadn't have used sudo, this would have told us about that anyway, so that's fine. Not much you can miss there. That's the FTP config. We know all about that. We've already used it. We've got an SSH key in APA, or at least in authorized keys, root to Ubuntu. Interesting. It's not a SSH key like a private key. It's just like an authorized. GPG we can generally ignore unless we're dealing with email, which we're not. Again, this is the FTP config here. Doesn't look like we're getting much from this. It might be to do with those other ports then, perhaps. There's nothing here for SUID and so on. That's a good point. I should probably check out the website a bit more from the inside. Let's make a note of that. Also check web files. I keep forgetting to do that, and it is sometimes quite important because you get database passwords and stuff in there. Because obviously the website has to connect to the database one way or another. Nope, nothing here which is massively important. Web files, var www HTML, and there's also var www files. That's unusual. That doesn't normally exist. Let's make a note of that as well. Readable files. Okay. Password, credentials. He just looks for the word password or credential or something. Generally, this doesn't amount to much. Sometimes it does. Very rarely. Okay. So we've got some different ports to be looking into, and we've also got this files directory, which is quite unusual, and also look at the web files in HTML as well. Let's take a look. cd var www. Yeah, let's ls files and see what this is all about. Account hacker. Oh, I see. And if we ls HTML, right, so this in HTML is the website that we've looked at, you know, the sports one about with the blog and about and so on. This one, this website here under files is probably, I'm guessing, maybe there's a website running on 9001. Shall we see if we can find out? Let's do nc 12 local IP 9001. And then we're going to do get http 1.1. Yeah, look at that bad request. Your browser sent a request this server could not understand. Apache 241 server. Okay, so it is a website. Wow. So index.php is the main page, right? Isn't it? So I could do the same again and connect, but I could just read these files instead. Okay. Can't clear that. Let's go into files. Nice. So we are going to cat out index. So I could actually create an SSH key on here and then over SSH tunnel through and load the website in a browser. I really see a little point unless there's like a... I see a little point actually. Let's take a look at the minute. Post username, post password. Ooh. Okay. Okay, right. So files, var www files index.php shows It looks like we've got a password here. Database. So the username is root I am hero at database. Okay, so that could be the password for obviously the database. That's a stupid statement, obviously. Let's keep looking, see what else we've got. So if they're able to log in successfully, it goes to hacker.php. Okay. So let's cat hacker.php now and see what that does. Hacker.php. We've got a GIF and then an image, hacker with a laptop. Okay. You've reached this far. Look in the dark. You will find your answer. Huh. I wonder if that's... Because I was thinking, like, look in the dark. It might be something to do with the source code, but I'm reading the source code, so it can't be. Unless it's like a dark image. Because it is CTF, isn't it? If this is like a black image and it says look in the dark, then maybe I could like fill it with white or something and there's some text in there or something like that. Maybe. It's possible. I don't like that idea. Let's have a look at accounts. This is just connecting to the database. It's MD5 hashed passwords. Okay. So from here, we have what we could do. Number one, access DB with password and find user passwords for website. Maybe there is password reuse. Number two, download the hacker image as there is a hint in hacker.php that something may be hidden there. Number three, is there a 3? I don't think so, to be honest. So these are my 2 options, I guess, and I guess we'll do them in order. So let's access the database first, right? Okay. So my SQL username is root. Password we're going to leave blank, and it asked me for the password now. And we're going to put in this. Nice. Show databases. Use web portal. Database change. Okay, so let's get a copy of this so far. So number one. So far so good, we're in the right database. So show tables in the database, just users. Okay. Select that from users. Okay, so we selected everything from the users table, and we have rows and apars hashed passwords. Okay, so we just need to crack these hashes. Put this one down here. Put this one here. And we'll grab both and head to crack station. Okay, master password and don't ask, don't tell. I'm quite happy that we found those straight off. That's good. Where is my... Oh, forget it. Let's do a screenshot this way. It's easier. Lovely. Yeah. Right, and you can go in here. Okay. So we're going to use this one. And hang on, exit from there. We're going to see SU as Anro. Password. That didn't work. Okay. Let's try master password. Okay, let's SU as root with the same two passwords. Okay, right. Interesting. So out of curiosity, can I know this is only meant to be 45 minutes, I'm just taking my time and whatever, I'm about there now. Can I SSH in as our current user with these passwords? So SSH at go away. So what was it? Don't ask, don't tell. I think that was wrong. That could have been massively wrong. Yeah, you only did one T, I think. And then master password. Okay, so I can't get in with these passwords at all. It's just for the website, I think, just to get. So if we're able to log into that website with these passwords, all we'll get to is that image. I'm guessing then. Okay, I'm guessing the image is important. Let's take a look. As these passwords only give access to the web app on, was it 9001? I'm putting that anyway. I know what I mean. Let's check because I don't want to get that wrong, to be honest. Yeah. It seems that the image may be important. So now we're moving on to number 2. Oh, if this doesn't work, I'm not sure what's coming next. So let's CD into images. Hacker with a laptop. Okay, so what we're going to do is the same as what we've just done on our local system. We're going to use the module HTTP server. We're going to have to put it on a high port like, well, 9000 something. Okay. Which means that I can now here, clear that. I can wget. Let's get the IP of the system. Where is that? Here. And we are going to get, don't mind me, this file here. Not found. Oh yeah, of course. It's on port 9001. 9000, sorry. There we go. We got it. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Now the problem is, if I kill this server, it is probably going to kill my shell as well. Which means I need to run this again. Uh-oh. That did not work last time. That did not work like last time. So let's reload the page. Go again. Okay, so I'm no longer the AppR user, but I don't think that matters right this second. Let's check out this image. Let's look for strings first in the image. nothing important. Okay, we start a Python 3 server on the target and grab the image. Don't need to put exactly how I've done that. It's the same as, same as before. So we've checked out strings. Let's actually check out the boxes. Chill hack, where are you? So unless there's something down here, if I fill it, hang on. Let's check out, I mentioned at the very beginning, let's check out steg hide and stuff like that. Because, I mean, this is the easiest thing to check without, it's not going to use up too much time if this is wrong. Extract, SF, like a passphrase. Oh, it could be one of these, or maybe blank. Okay, blank password, blur, fine, whatever. So there was something in there. Now it's CTF like. I'm just going to put here blank because it was. Backup.zip. Hooray. Unzip. Oh. Is it blank again, or can I use one of these two? Let me first just make a copy of this. Nope. Don't ask, don't tell. Nope. Master password. Nope. Okay, fine. Could have done it so that one of these, because now I've got a brute force, this is going to take forever. Okay, so we use John the Ripper. First, we need to use zip to John to make it into a crackable format, and then we can use like hashcat or John the Ripper or something like that. So locate zip to John. Home sabretooth, John Jumbo. Fair enough. We'll run that then. Lovely. So we just need to run that on backup.zip, and what you'll find is that this turns into a crackable hash. But what I'm actually going to do is put it into a file called hash.txt, because now if we cat hash.txt, you'll see that it's in here. Okay, so that's in a crackable format now, apparently. So maybe we could just do hashcat and then hash.txt. I'm not sure if that'll work straight off. Auto detecting hashes. No hash mode matches the structure of the input hash. Lovely. That's exactly what we need. Not really, isn't. So we need to do help for hashcat. Help, and we're going to grep or zip. Is there really nothing there? Okay. I was going to try looking for the modes, really. PK zip compressed, PK zip uncompressed. I don't know the difference. WinZip. There's lots of options here. Maybe we should just use John. Oh, so we just use John without a word list, and it says here password with a 1 in it. Oh, well, that's quite nice. I normally prefer hashcat, but for some reason, just sometimes something like this, John's a little bit easier. So it's worth trying both. What was the... Oh, please don't tell me that I've lost my command. Oh, there it is. Okay. That needs to come first because we turn it into a hash. Let me do that. And now all we kind of need is this password here. And once again, we run unzip, backup.zip, put in this password. Password incorrect. Oh, what? Really? Pass one word. Oh, so obviously there's something wrong with my copy paste. Source code.php. Okay. So we've got source code.php. Cat source code.php. Ugh. Code review, guys. Oh, it's not too long, that's fine. So the site is under development, placeholder username, placeholder password, email. If base encoded password is this, oh, nice. Nice. Welcome, Anaro. Okay. And that sends you to authenticated.php. Lovely. So this contains, so let us decode this thing. Base 64, oh no, echo, what I was just given, and put that into base 64 decode. I don't know my password. Well, okay, I do. Lol. Nice, so I've got another password, guys. Shall we maybe... Okay, I've lost it. So let's go up to one that I just saw. SSH, there we go. Anu, I can't remember, guys. It's got a D in it. Anurod. Anurod or Anuro? Okay, we can only hope. Yes. Okay, so we've got SSH access right now. That's lovely. That's cheered me up. Now, there's obviously something that this user can do that the other ones can't. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a reason for us having this access. So... let's do limpies again. Oh! We're part of a Docker... Hang on, kill it straight off. We are part of a Docker container. Part of the Docker group. We could be in a Docker container here. In fact, let's run that again because I just want to make sure that that is the case. But if we're part of the Docker group, we're good to go. It's 95% away in as root. Do you see what I mean about this jumping up and down and everything else? Come on, where is it? Okay, kill. Annoying. Where was it? I just saw it a second ago. Cloud platform. Am I contained? Is this a container? No. Any running containers? No. Ooh. We're not in a container. Okay. Right. Limpies shows that this user is part of the Docker group. And it's like red, yellow. I'm going to put in here red, yellow, red because important. GTFO bins might be the way forward here. Let's look for Docker. Oh, that's different. What's changed? I'm not used to this. That's weird. Where's our search? I honestly don't know what's happened to this site. Function. I mean... Oh man. Why change something which works, guys? Right, here's the search. It's not very obvious though. It's in between all these. Docker. We've not got far out. We've got a shell, I think, with a Docker. This function can be performed by any unprivileged user. Docker run. Oh, okay. This executable can spawn an interactive system shell. Okay. GTFO bins shows. Not saying that's going to work yet, but we'll try it. And then I could say, but it didn't work, you know. Bang. Ugh. No, we don't want any of that. I understand that you're very, very, very proud of this, but the CTF elements did sort of ruin it a tiny bit. And there we go, guys. Not a bad system overall. You really don't like the use of stake hide at all, you know. But other than that, you know, the zip cracking was unnecessary. It could have been one, because those passwords which was found in the database were just not used at all, which I suppose is kind of realistic in a way. You don't expect people to use the same password everywhere. It was technically used for the website, which we didn't even look at. At least we didn't look at it in the browser. Anyway, that's what I mean. So let's get our flags. There we go. User flag. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Not bad. We've been about an hour, so it's a bit longer than usual, but I did go down a couple of rabbit holes there. Correct answer. And we'll get this bottom one as well. Okay, quite a nice nice to come back to try help me with something a little bit easier. We did we actually did a hard rated hack the box system last week, so we've got an easier one here. We might do a hard or insane one on Friday again. We'll soon see. Maybe something not quite so bad. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your support and the likes. Keep them coming. Comments, please do more of them, because you know, let's just say hi. Let's get talking, you know, say hello to me. Even comment, even if it's just to say hi, and I will respond, I promise you. Okay? That's it, right? Share the video around, share the playlist around if you can, and visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Thank you, guys. Let's get a community going. That reminds me, I was talking to IPSEC on Reddit, or at least he sort of commented in one of my posts and so on and that, and we were saying about these CTF systems. I don't think he really wanted me to take a look at these earlier systems. He's like, no, start from at least 2019 onwards. Oh no, I'm going from the beginning, you know, not on Try Hack Me, but especially on Hack the Box. But I'm quite enjoying doing the early ones as well. It's always good to go back to the roots, so pun intended. Bye, guys.